I woke up to my phone lighting up. No sound, just a notification. Unknown number. I opened it without thinking. There was no text, just a photo. My heart dropped. It was a picture of me, sleeping. Same shirt, same pillow, same room. Someone had just taken this photo. But I live alone. My first thought, prank. But I don't have friends who would do this. I checked the timestamp. Taken 2 minutes ago. I stared at the image. The blankets were exactly how they are now. The cup on my nightstand, still half full. I touched it. Still warm. This wasn't old. This was live. I checked the front door, locked. Windows, shut, alarm armed. I scanned the room. No signs of anyone. I live in a small apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. If someone was here, I'd know. Or, I should have known. But what if they were already inside when I went to bed? I turned on every light. Looked under the bed. Checked the closets. Shower. Even behind the curtains. Nothing. It was just me. But that photo, it felt close. Too close. Like someone had leaned over me, their breath brushing my face. And I slept through it all. I looked closer at the photo. My blood ran cold. In the mirror, in the corner of the picture, there was a figure. Black shape. No face. Just standing there, by the door. Watching me. Not moving. Like it wanted to be seen. Like it waited for me to find it. I ran to check the door again. Still locked. The hallway camera showed no one. Nothing triggered the motion sensor. I even checked the vents. Nothing. Whoever it was, they came in. And left. Without a sound. Without a trace. Except the one photo. Why me? Why now? What did they want me to see? I sat in the kitchen with all the lights on, waiting for the sun to rise. Every creak made me jump. I live alone. At least, I used to think I did. But now, I'm not so sure. And I don't think they're done with me yet. The next night, I didn't sleep. I sat on the couch with the lights on, holding a baseball bat I found in the closet. Every sound felt louder. The fridge, pipes, my own breath. But around 3 a.m., I got another notification. Same number. No message. Just another photo. It was darker than the first. My bedroom again. But this time, I wasn't in the photo. The bed was empty. Sheets pulled back. Like someone had been there and left. The door in the background, slightly open. I never leave that door open. Ever. My skin crawled. I walked to the bedroom slowly, bat still in hand. The door was open, just like in the photo. But the bed was made. Perfectly. Not how I left it. Someone had been here. And they'd fixed the bed after. Like they wanted me to know they could. I checked the locks again. Then the windows. Then the vents. I even unscrewed one in the hallway. Nothing. No fingerprints. No footprints. But the smell in the air, something faint. Like metal. Like old blood and cold sweat. I almost threw up. I tried calling the number. Straight to voicemail. The voice wasn't normal. Distorted. Garbled. Like someone speaking through a broken speaker underwater. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone, mocking, calm, like it knew I was scared. I called the police. They came, checked everything. Said I probably had a stalker or a vivid imagination. I showed them the photos. One of them paused, looked closer at the mirror. I saw his face change. He whispered to the other officer. They left fast. They told me to stay somewhere else tonight, but didn't explain why. I asked them what they saw. They wouldn't answer. Just said, lock everything. Don't open the door for anyone. I haven't heard from them since, but I think they saw it too. I packed a bag that night. Drove across town to a motel. Cheap place. Flickering sign, but at least it had locks. I stayed up, staring at the door, TV on mute. Every few minutes, I checked my phone. Nothing. No messages. I started to think maybe it was over. Around 4:17 a.m., the power went out. The room went black. I froze. A second later, buzz. My phone lit up. Same number. One new photo. My breath caught in my throat. I didn't want to open it, but I had to. Hands shaking, I tapped the screen. The picture was of the motel room. My motel room. Same chair. Same window. Same flickering lamp. Taken from the foot of the bed. I wasn't in the photo, but the bed covers were pulled back again, as if waiting for someone. As if I had just stepped out. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. Slowly, I scanned the room. No one. I stood up, checked the door, still locked. Then I noticed something chilling. In the reflection on the TV screen, behind the bed, there was a shape. A person, standing motionless. I spun around. Nothing. Just the air. But I swear it got colder. Like the heat had been sucked out. I ran to the lobby. Told the guy at the front desk someone had broken in. He walked back with me. Didn't see anything. But before he left, he asked, "Did you check under the bed?" I said no. He just stared at me. Didn't smile. Didn't blink. Then he turned and walked out without another word. I got down on my knees, lifted the covers, heart pounding so loud I thought I'd black out. But it was empty. I didn't sleep. Just waited for sunrise. When I left that motel, the front desk guy wasn't there. The clerk said no one was on night shift. Said I was their only guest. But I talked to him. I swear I did. Unless it wasn't staff. Unless it wasn't human. I went back to my apartment in the morning. I didn't know where else to go. Everything looked untouched. No signs of forced entry. I walked through each room slowly. Lights on. Bat in hand. It felt sterile, like someone had cleaned up after themselves. On the kitchen table was a folded piece of paper. I hadn't left it there. No envelope. No name. Just a single sentence in shaky handwriting. "You left the window unlocked this time." I dropped it. Ran to the windows. All locked. But that didn't matter now. That night, I didn't try to sleep. I sat with every light in the apartment on. I placed a camera in each room, linked them to my laptop. Watched all 4 feeds at once. Hours passed. Nothing moved. No sounds. And then, at exactly 3:33 a.m., all cameras froze. The footage stopped for 12 seconds. I counted. When the video resumed, I was gone from the frame. The living room cam showed an empty couch. But I hadn't moved. I checked the bedroom cam. Nothing. Bathroom, empty. Kitchen, just a still chair. Then I saw it. In the corner of the kitchen cam, just before the video cut out again, eyes. 2 glowing eyes. Low to the ground. Watching the camera. Watching me. The screen flickered, then went black. And when it came back, I was on the couch again. But something had changed. I was holding something in my lap. A photo. I hadn't noticed it before. I looked down, and there it was. A printed copy. Glossy. Same picture from the motel. Same angle. Only now, there was a new detail. My eyes were open. I stared at it for an hour. Tried to remember. Had I woken up that night? Had I seen something? Why were my eyes open in the photo, but I had no memory of it? That's when I realized maybe I hadn't been asleep. Maybe I'd just been paralyzed. I brought the photo to a print shop the next day. Asked if someone could trace where it was printed. The guy behind the counter barely glanced at it before his face went pale. He stepped back, asked where I got it. I told him. He said, "That's impossible." He said the image had a watermark, a digital signature from their internal printer. But that model had been destroyed in a fire. 10 years ago. No backups. No replacement. "This came from a dead machine," he whispered. "Or something pretending to be one." I left the shop shaken. That night, I didn't go home. I drove for hours. Slept in my car, in a gas station parking lot. I thought maybe, just maybe, I could outrun it. But at 3:33 a.m., my phone buzzed. One photo. No message. My heart sank before I even looked. It was taken from the back seat of my car. My head was turned slightly, like I was listening to something. My eyes were half open, blurred, in motion, and next to me, in the reflection of the rearview mirror, a second face. Grinning. I spun around, but the car was empty. I slammed the door open, stumbled out into the cold. Checked every inch of the vehicle. Nothing. No one. Just my own panicked breath fogging up the windows. And that smile burned into my memory. I drove to the nearest diner. Bright lights. People. I felt safer there. I asked the waitress if she'd seen anyone come in behind me. She looked confused. No one's come through that door for over an hour. I checked my phone. The photo was gone. Not deleted. Gone. No message. No log. No backup. Like it never existed. But I remember every detail. I even drew it. Showed it to someone later. They stared at it, then said, "You drew that from memory?" I nodded. That's not a face meant for remembering. I went to a friend. Someone I hadn't seen in years. He was into strange stuff. Paranormal forums, urban legends, conspiracy boards. When I told him what was happening, he didn't laugh. He just said, "They noticed you." I asked who. He said, "Not who. What?" He showed me a thread. Hundreds of posts. People describing the same thing. Photos of themselves asleep, figures in mirrors, messages from dead devices. All of them said the same thing. It starts small. A photo, a shadow, a knock, but it always escalates. Some users stopped posting. Others wrote final messages. "They're inside. I can't wake up." It's not just watching anymore. My stomach twisted. This wasn't just happening to me. But why me? Why now? What did I do to get their attention? My friend gave me a name. A woman 2 towns over. She sees things, he said. I drove there, desperate. Her house was covered in salt lines, mirrors turned backward. She let me in without a word. Sat me down, lit candles, said, "You opened something." I told her I hadn't done anything. She shook her head. "You were vulnerable. It found the crack." I asked what it was. She said she didn't know its name, but once it sees you, it never forgets. It wears faces, sometimes even your own. She handed me a mirror, told me to stare into it until I saw something wrong. At first, it was just me, tired, pale, scared. But then, my reflection blinked out of sync. It smiled when I didn't. My own face wasn't mine anymore. I dropped the mirror. She told me to leave, said it was too close. "It's already learning you." I begged her for help. She whispered, "Run, but don't sleep, and never look into a mirror again." As I drove away, I realized something. In the rearview mirror, my face was still smiling. I smashed every mirror in my apartment that night, taped over the camera on my phone, slept with my back to the wall, lights on, holding a knife. But sleep still found me, and with it, another message. Not a photo this time, just 3 words. "Check your closet." I froze. My bedroom door creaked slightly. I didn't want to move, didn't want to breathe, but I had to look. Slowly, I stood, step by step. My closet was shut tight. I reached for the handle, fingers trembling. I whispered, "Please be empty." Then I pulled. Nothing. Clothes. Boxes. Darkness. But just as I started to exhale, I noticed it. One shirt swayed. Not from the draft. Not from me. Like someone had brushed past it. I reached in, touched the fabric. It was ice cold and wet, like breath had touched it. That's when I heard it. Soft. From inside the closet. My voice. Whispering. "You shouldn't have opened it." I fell back, slammed the door shut, pushed a chair in front of it. Sat in the hallway until the sun came up. Too afraid to move. Too afraid to blink. I tried staying with a friend again. Didn't tell them the full story. Just that I needed a place. That night, while they slept, I went to the bathroom. Turned on the light and saw it. Written across the mirror in fog. "He's dreaming your life now." I wiped it away. Heart racing. My reflection didn't move. It just stared, blank, then smiled again. Slowly, deliberately. I turned off the light and left the room. I couldn't sleep that night. I just lay on the couch, watching shadows crawl along the walls. At 3:33 a.m., I felt someone sit at the end of the couch. No sound, just weight, pressing down. I didn't dare look. I just whispered, "What do you want?" And the voice, my voice, answered, "To finish what you started." I stopped going to work. My phone stayed off. Curtains shut. I barely ate. I started hearing my own footsteps when I wasn't walking. Seeing lights flicker in patterns. 3 short, 3 long, 3 short. Over and over. Like Morse code. Like someone signaling. I looked it up. SOS. A cry for help. But from who? Me? Or the thing pretending to be me? I started thinking, what if I'm not real anymore? What if I'm the echo, and it's already out there, wearing my life like a costume? I remembered something the woman said. It wears faces, even your own. What if the people who disappeared in those forums didn't vanish? What if they were replaced, swapped out, like actors switching mid-scene, and no one noticed the change? I went back to the forums, tried to post, but my account was locked. New posts under my name, replies I didn't write. It's fine now. I'm better. I'm not afraid anymore. But I am afraid. I didn't write those. Someone's using my voice. Then I got an email. No sender, just a video attachment. I clicked it. Regret followed instantly. It was me, sitting at my desk, smiling, waving at the camera. I looked happy, normal, but my eyes never blinked. And in the background, someone stood watching. I paused the frame, tried enhancing the background. It was my bedroom, but not how it looks now. How it looked years ago, before I moved out, before anything started. It was like the video had been filmed in a time that didn't exist anymore. I don't remember filming it. I don't remember that version of myself. But the video was dated 2 weeks into the future. I shouldn't exist in that scene. And yet there I was. Happy, calm, trapped in a life that's already been rewritten. Last night, I woke up at 3:33 a.m. again. No alarm, just silence. Heavy, like the room itself was holding its breath. I reached for my phone. It turned on by itself. Camera opened, and for a split second, I saw something behind me. In the dark, smiling. But when I turned, nothing. Just cold air. And a photo already saved in my gallery. A picture of me, sleeping. Again. But this time, my body was in a different room. One I've never seen before. Wood walls. A small window. No door. I checked the photo's data. No location. No time. But the file name chilled me. It simply read, home. I stared at it, trying to understand. Maybe it's not just watching me anymore. Maybe it's trying to bring me back. Wherever back even is. I don't know how much longer I can stay awake. The lines between sleep and waking blur more each night. Sometimes I close my eyes for a second and I feel hands on me. Cold. Familiar. Sometimes they feel like my own hands. And the worst part? When I look in the mirror now, I don't recognize myself. There's something in the eyes. Something older. Hungrier. Like it's almost done becoming me. Like it's waiting for one final moment. One final sleep. So if you're seeing this, if someone sent it to you, or you found it by accident, don't ignore the signs. Check your photos. Your mirrors. Listen for sounds at 3:33 a.m. And if you ever wake up to find a picture of yourself sleeping, run. Because I don't think I'll wake up next time. And if you've heard of anything like this, anything, leave a comment. Please. I need to know I'm not the only one. I need to know this isn't just happening to me. I need to know I'm still real.